Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. According to the president of the Carnival Bands Association, Barry George, Carnival 2020 was projected to be the biggest event ever hosted on the island. He says although the postponement has come with its fair share of inconveniences, the necessity of such an action is understood. George says the passing of the date previously set for Carnival 2020 should be a sign to begin marketing for Carnival 2021. Shaka Wooding has more.
According to a calendar released in late 2019, charting St. Lucia's plans for 2020, this week should have been a packed and busy time for enthusiasts and partygoers in anticipation of Carnival 2020. However, COVID-19 may have had different plans for the year, as Carnival and all of its up-and-coming events have been postponed to 2021. But we know that Carnival this year was supposed to be big, with St. Lucia previously ranked as the second biggest carnival in the region. We spoke to President of the Carnival Bands Association, Barry George, on what Carnival 2020 would have been.
If we had absolutely no COVID at all, today, Thursday the 16th, would have been in the middle of the big week of Carnival. Today would have actually been King and Queen of the Bands, of course, and a show that was really growing. And of course, from last year, we had already predicted that we'd have more costumes, participating. But stemming from last year's celebration, St. Lucia Carnival already was ranking second in the Caribbean and one of the more growing carnivals. So of course we were looking forward to this year probably being one of a bigger year than last year. Of course COVID shifted everything around and into a cancellation for 2020, but I think it gives an opportunity that the carnival bands and the stakeholders of Carnival, every event, every producer in Carnival now to sit back, be creative, see what plans they can make for 2020 and even make it a bigger celebration, having the fact that we have lost 2020 opportunity to showcase St. Lucia's premier cultural prize, which is Carnival.
George says the feeling of Carnival Tabanca this year is undeniable throughout the industry, and with more than 20 years in Carnival himself, he can't help but mourn the loss of 2020 Carnival.
I know on the ground as well, some of my mass camp persons and band leaders going through that Carnival Tabanca and is almost a discussion every day. Boy, today's Junior Carnival, tomorrow is going to be that show, and Friday will be, Saturday will be Kaiso Finals, and that discussion just reminding them of that time of the year. For me personally, it's for almost 27 years in Carnival. This is my first experience of no carnival at all in any given year from the time I know myself. So it's a very, very unusual year for persons who are involved in Carnival.
Though she admits that calls for what would have been Carnival Monday to be dubbed a national holiday have been heard loud and clear by the government, Senior Communications Officer Nicole MacDonald says this is not a course of action currently being considered.
Carnival has never been a public holiday. It's time off that it's given to public service workers, and obviously the private sector works hand in hand with the government to support the national activity, and they would also give time off to their staff. Considering there's no national activity that's going on that day, work will continue as normal.
Revelers are encouraged to don a piece of their 2019 Carnival costume on the 20th and 21st of July 2020 in observation of what would have been Carnival Monday and Tuesday. Jacka Widding, Hot 7 News.
Communications Officer in the Office of the Prime Minister, Nicole MacDonald, has revealed the government's plans to commemorate Carnival 2020 in a big way. MacDonald says although the current protocols will not allow for an event to be held within the summer months, discussions are ongoing to engage the public in a Carnival-themed event following Creole Heritage Month activities.
I can tell you that the Prime Minister has been in discussions with events company and with various companies in terms of having some kind of event that will bring us together sometime in October, where we can have an amalgamation of our culture, both our Creole heritage and of course our carnival festivities. So we are in discussions to have an event either in October or later on this year, which would be a national activity that would be supported by all.
McDonald says the Prime Minister is excited to announce the full details of the tentative event, but she assures that it will be one worth the wait. In other news, after meeting with officials on Tuesday, the 14th of July, many minibus operators say they are frustrated that they are not being given the green light to operate at full capacity. They claim that the issue of social distancing on buses no longer holds any merit, as the entire country is now open for operation and there is no community spread of COVID-19 on island. They are pleading that something be done to help cushion the economic impact on bus drivers. Genevieve Gonzague reports.
Minibus operators have been agitating to be given the go-ahead to transport a full load of passengers. On Tuesday, 14th July, minibus drivers met with officials to hash out their grievances. The press relations officer of the Gros Islet Minibus Association, Thomas St. Louis, has indicated that drivers are becoming frustrated and they would appreciate a date by which they can begin operating at full capacity.
We were told that we had a moratorium to accommodate us for COVID-19, but the moratorium is over now, and lending institution, is expecting the monies. However, we're still carrying 10 passengers. We would like to know, or would like to have a date on when the CMO and the Minister of Transport will see it fit to have us carry our full capacity, because we have been running at a loss for almost 6 months now, and I think it's about time, since everywhere is already open. Look, our borders are open. We are open to one of the epic centers in the world when it comes to coronavirus. And we all know we do not have the virus on island.
The president of the Cicero Minibus Association, Vianney Lubrin, indicated that while the meeting was an informative one, drivers still left without getting any indication as to when they will receive some financial reprieve. He also explained that at the meeting, drivers put forth suggestions to the chief medical officer.
They are able to bring foreigners into the country where we can get infected by the foreigners, and then we have no community spread. Why they don't allow us to carry our passengers, because we don't have any community spread. So we were telling her that we are following the protocols, and we're going to stick to the protocols, ensuring that everybody is sanitized and everybody wear the mask, and just allow us to carry the 15. Because it's the people that coming down to St. Lucia, they are the one with the infection, and they trying to get it through the borders before they when they come to St. Lucia. You understand? So that's what we were telling her, so to allow us to carry the 15, because we do not have any community spread. And if we do have a community spread, that we're going to resort back to the 10.
Thomas says all options have been exhausted, and at this point, he believes if drivers are not given any relief, drastic measures will have to be taken by minibus associations around the island.
It's bare frustration, and I would already predict that if it continues like that, the sector will have no choice but to go on a sick out. The drivers will be sick. The tension is growing among the sector. The drivers are pressuring the executives. The executives do not have answers at this time. We're seeking answers from the CMO and the Minister of Transport. We are saying, please, Mr. Minister, at least give us a date so we can report back to our members and tell them, okay, as from September, October, November, you all will require to carry full capacity.
Both drivers declined knowledge of members carrying a full load of passengers, despite the go-ahead not being given by the Ministry of Health. Another meeting with the CMO and other officials from the Ministry of Transportation will be scheduled soon. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
So as you just heard, the minibus operators met with ministry officials on Wednesday, but there was no solid conclusion as to whether they can go ahead with a full load. So our cameras took to the street to find out what you think on this matter. The bus drivers believe that by now they should be allowed to operate at full capacity, but the ministry is still being cautious. Here's what you think.
It's officially been announced that there have been any changes to the number of persons permitted on a bus. Many minibus drivers have been observed operating at full capacity. We asked the public, do you think we are at a point where drivers should be allowed to carry 15 passengers?
I feel that they've been unfed. They're supposed to release, let the people work for their money. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because the bus drivers have their loan to pay, they have all kind of things to pay, and for how much months of COVID, they're carrying less people. I think it's time for them to open and let the people carry the full amount.
So with as much that everybody wants 10 passengers on the bus, but the full load, but they have a sickness. But the only thing I could say is the distance that they're talking about, which is the 6 feet, that don't make any sense on the buses. Everybody wearing masks, it's better. You understand? But also what I'm saying to you is the fact whereby we have to be very careful because that's a sickness that they have, and I don't even know what to say.
Opinion moi là ça. Si le pays a ouvert tout le monde là, tout à l'heure, oui, ça va 15 personnes. Moi, d'accord, 100%.
But you still have to wear masks. I mean, it's still not safe yet to carry 15 people. At least they can carry 12 people, but not 15.
My problem is that with that now. You see, all bars open. Everybody going to work. They're making their money. Their full salary. They're making their money. And we cannot get our full salary to do because they allow us to only carry 10 passengers. When you see, if you go by docks, they're all now so. You see so many people, they're drinking their booze, getting drunk, and bought the same bus, and they want social distance. When they was at the bar, they didn't have that. And as they on the bus, they want that. Our bus have to open too. Our business need to open too, because we need to make our full salary.
Stay tuned to Hot 7, where we will endeavor to bring you updates on any changes within the transportation sector. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more coming up after the break.